What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm doing race picks for the 2023 AdventHealth 400. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This weekend, the NASCAR Cup Series headed to Kansas Speedway, the second time we're racing on a mile-and-a-half track in the 2023 season. Kansas always provides really awesome and really exciting racing. It's had some pretty great finishes over the years. I expect this race to be really good once again like it was last year. I think you're going to see some really strong racing this weekend at Kansas. The last time we raced here at Kansas Speedway, the last two times we raced at Kansas, a race in 2022, we saw 23-11 end up winning both of those races. Kurt Busch held off Kyle Larson and actually beat Kyle Larson, passing around 6-7 laps to go in the 2022 edition of the spring race. Of course, he'll be in the Fox Sports booth this weekend, his final Kurt Cup Series victory at the time. And the last time we raced here at Kansas Speedway, we saw Bubba Wallace pick up his second career NASCAR Cup Series victory. He looks to go back-to-back at Kansas and get 23-11, their third straight victory at Kansas Speedway. So now let's jump into picks. Before we go ahead and jump into picks, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. So weather for this weekend is a little bit iffy. It's going to be 90 degrees as a high, 64 degrees a low. Right now, a 40% chance of scattered thunderstorms. But the weather has been changing throughout the week. There was weather and rain in the forecast in the beginning of the day, but it seems like it's pushing back toward the late afternoon, so weather could be a factor at the end, and drivers, I think, are going to be really, really aggressive because of that. So now, let's jump into picks. For those who are new to the channel, here's how picks work on the channel. I do 2 suck picks, 2 drivers I expect to struggle, 2 underdog picks, 2 drivers I expect run really, really good and are fun equipment who are needing a really strong run. And I do my winners, pick the driver I think is going to win the race, and I do the drivers you need to watch out for the weekend. And I got 5 drivers you need to watch out for besides the winner of the race. So now, let's jump into picks. Who are my suck picks for this weekend at Kansas Speedway? My first suck pick is the driver who did not run really, really good at Dover. And he's been extremely inconsistent. But in the last mile-and-a-half race, this guy who was really good at Vegas in 2022 in the fall, this guy struggled in 2023 at Las Vegas. The whole organization he drives for, in general, was really, really off the pace and off the speed. My first suck pick is going to be Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe has shown some great speed at Kansas in the past couple of years. Unfortunately, though, I think Chase Briscoe is going to have a bad run and is going to struggle. I think he finishes outside the top 20 this weekend and won't have a good run this weekend at Kansas. My second suck pick for this weekend at Kansas Speedway is a driver finished last at Las Vegas in 2023 and also crashed out of the past weekend's race at Dover, Joey Logano. Joey Logano has been really inconsistent in 2023 compared to 2022. And I think that inconsistency is going to lead Joey Logano to have an unfortunate run. Team Penske's just been hit or miss so far in the 2023 season. Unfortunately, I think Joey Logano is going to have a bad run this weekend. I think that 22 car and the 22 team are going to struggle. And nonetheless, I think he's going to have a bad run this weekend at Kansas. And now we'll go ahead and jump on to the underdog picks for this weekend at Kansas. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick is a driver who's actually substituting for a driver who's currently out at the moment, and that is Josh Berry. Josh Berry is going to be driving the same car that was really strong in the fall race last year. Plus, anytime Josh Berry's got into a cup car, he seems to be getting better and better. He's coming off a pretty solid top 10 finish at Dover, finishing in 10th. And the more experience that Josh Berry has gotten in that number 48 car, the better he has gotten. So I think that Josh Berry is going to have a really strong run this weekend at Kansas. I think he's going to attempt potentially for the win. I think he actually will potentially contend also for a top 5 this weekend. I think he's going to have a really strong run this weekend at Kansas. And my other underdog pick for this weekend at Kansas is a driver who's been doing really good in their rookie season. This guy before Talladega actually was coming off of 4 straight top 10 finishes in a row and is potentially going to get his first career top 5 finish had he not had some issues earlier in the race. Unfortunately, fuel mileage came into play at Dover. My second underdog pick is Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs has actually been impressing me time and time again. He's been keeping his nose clean and has been improving on a week-by-week basis, and I think he's going to continue to improve as a driver in the Cup Series as time goes on. Wouldn't surprise or shock me, especially with how fast this team has been at Kansas in the past. I think that Ty Gibbs is going to be really quick. I think he's going to be a pretty big contender, and nonetheless, I think Ty Gibbs will have a really good chance to have a good run this weekend at Kansas. And now we'll go ahead and jump into pit driver who I think is going to win this weekend at Kansas. Who is my winner's pick? Well, my winner's pick won the last time we were here at Kansas Speedway. Is on the same team that's won the last 2 races. I'm going with Bubba Wallace to pick up his first win of the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series season. Like I said, Bubba Wallace was really, really strong at Kansas last year. It's been really good on the 1.5 and 2 mile tracks in his NASCAR Cup Series career. Plus, you look back at Las Vegas, I believe he was the highest finishing driver that was not a Hendrick driver, finishing in 4th. And Bubba Wallace has shown a little bit more speed, especially as of recently. But I think Toyota is going to bring a lot of great cars this weekend at Kansas Speedway. And I think Bubba Wallace is going to cross that finish line first. Some are going to probably be surprised by that pick, but I go back to the last few races, especially how fast Bubba Wallace was in both those races at Kansas. And I think Bubba Wallace will get his 3rd career Cup Series victory and his first win of the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series season. I think he's going to get it done. So now we're going to go ahead and jump onto the drivers you need to watch out for this weekend at Kansas. Who are the drivers I'm keeping my eyes out on? The first driver you should watch out for is a driver who won the 2021 fall race here at Kansas Speedway, and that is Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson has been really, really fast in 2023. In fact, I think he's probably the championship favorite for a lot of people currently at the moment. And I think this 5 car is probably going to be the fastest car that's not a Toyota this weekend. I think that Kyle Larson's been really, really good so far in 2023. And I think that he'll be fast once again. He almost won this race in 2022, came up close, got beat by Busch late. But I think that you're going to see Hendrick Motorsports bring a strong car. Plus, Kyle Larson's been really fast on the 1.5 tracks and the bigger tracks this year. So I think Kyle Larson is going to be fast. A second driver you should watch out for this weekend at Kansas is a driver of the 8 car for Rich Cho's Racing, Kyle Busch. I'm saying Kyle Busch because Kyle Busch is in the same car that Tyler Reddick drove last year in both races. And yes, Tyler Reddick had some tire troubles. But Tyler Reddick had a lot of really, really good speed in his 8 car last year. So I think Kyle Busch is going to have that same pace and same speed. And unlike Tyler Reddick, who's known to be going really, really super quick, I think Kyle Busch is going to do a really good job conserving the energy and conserving those tires. And I think he's going to come out of this weekend with a really, really strong run where I think he'll easily get a top 5 and will be a contender for the win this weekend at Kansas. The third driver you should watch out for is a driver of the 9 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott. Now, Chase Elliott currently sits 102 points below the cutoff line. The big reason why I'm saying you should watch out for him is because I think that the 9 team is actually going to be really, really quick this weekend. They've been a little bit hit or miss on the speed so far since Chase Elliott has returned, but I think that this 9 team is going to be pretty fast this weekend. Like I said, 102 points below the cutoff line. He's going to need to make up a lot of ground and a lot of points going forward. But I think Chase Elliott makes up a lot of ground on that cutoff line this weekend, and we'll get a top 5 this weekend and have a strong run at Kansas. The fourth driver you should watch out for this weekend is a driver of the 24 car for Hendrick Motorsports, William Byron. William Byron's already scored 2 wins so far in 2023, and I'm going to be honest, he probably should have more victories. He also won the last 1.5 race that took place at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I believe William Byron and the 24 team are going to give him a really, really strong setup. I think Hendrick Motorsports will be very, very quick this weekend, especially with William Byron, and I think William Byron will qualify really well and lead a lot of laps this weekend at Kansas. And the fifth and final driver you should watch out for this weekend at Kansas is a teammate of Bubba Wallace's, Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick was really, really quick at Kansas and also is basically going to be in the same car that has won the last couple times, that 45 number. I think Tyler Reddick is going to be very, very strong this weekend. The 45 team is a really good driver on the mile hass, especially. He's got 1 win a mile hass. That comes at Texas, though Texas is way different than Kansas. But when you look at how many laps he led a mile and a half in 2022, Tyler Reddick was definitely up there as one of the highest leading 1.5 mile tracks. So I think Tyler Reddick is going to be really, really fast, really, really quick, and I think you're going to see 23-11 give him a really strong car for this weekend at Kansas. I think he's going to be very, very fast this weekend at Kansas. So, those are my race picks for this weekend at Kansas. Just a reminder, my suck picks are Chase Briscoe, Joey Logano. My underdog picks are Josh Berry, Ty Gibbs. My winner's pick is Bubba Wallace. And the drivers you should watch out for are Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, William Byron, and Tyler Reddick. Those are my race picks. So, that is going to be for the race picks video for the NASCAR Cup Series race at Kansas. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so you know if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Links go below over that, and comment your thoughts below, and comment below your picks for this weekend in Kansas. Let me know your suck picks, let me know your underdog picks, let me know your winner's pick, and let me know the drivers you're watching out for this weekend at Kansas. Let me know your picks in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, there should be only one video on the channel. It will probably likely be a NASCAR news video unless there's not much NASCAR news. If that isn't the case, there might be a silly season update. I'm not entirely sure. Then on Saturday, there's going to be at least one video for sure with the truck race review for Kansas, but there also could be something else on the channel as well. Not entirely sure yet. Then on Sunday, there will be a NASCAR race review from Kansas out on the channel. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.